It's your boy Jeremiah just coming back at you with another video for you guys. Today we at the Walmart. So you already know last time we were at the Walmart we were riding dirt bikes. So let's try not to get caught this time. We're just entering into Walmart. So today I'm not gonna try to do anything dumb. Just try to shop or a little twist to it. The kids section like we were in the other time, but there's no more dirt bikes. So let's try to do something other than dirt bikes. So this vlog could be more fun. With all my cars. Yeah, I know, I got a lot of cars. Lots of whips. Guys, we just got home right now. So we just got home and I just came back from somewhere and I don't want to walk, so let me transport to my bed. So, ready, set. I'm there. So I'm in my room right now. I got everything set up. So today I am going to be reacting to one of the best cars in my opinion. So I have the iPad, and so you guys are going to be watching what my first car I want to have. So this is like not a car. This is kind of like a vehicle, but if you can make it street legal, if you get all that tagging and stuff. So let's watch the video. Well, I watched it on the iPad, so let's go.
We recently traveled to the desert of Nevada to take possession of the highly innovative 2018 Polaris RZR XP Turbo Dynamics Edition, the first side-by-side featuring computer-controlled active suspension technology. We immediately went to work, conducting 3 days of rigorous testing on the track and on the desert trails of Nevada and California, to provide you with more than just a one-ride impression of this new machine and its groundbreaking suspension.
Hey, I'm Alan Knowles from CT Racing, out here for UTV On Demand. If you hear a bunch of shenanigans in the background, that's my posse, Australian Shepherds. They just do stupid stuff, but we're gonna let them go. We're out here to show you the 2018 RZR XP Turbo. It's the Dynamics version, which is the active suspension, and we'll give you a whole rundown on that. But we'll start with the rest of the stuff about the RZR Turbo.
UTV On Demand's test of the 2018 Polaris RZR XP Turbo Dynamics Edition was made possible by GBC Canati Mongrel tires are designed to excel in all types of dry or hard pack conditions, and with DOT approval, they're ideal for street legal use. Their 8-ply radial construction and truck-inspired tread design provide smooth, stable, and durable performance, with wins in Baja, Works, and King of the Hammers to prove it. For more, visit gbcmotorsports.com. The XP Turbo is powered by a turbocharged, fuel-injected 925cc parallel twin Polaris ProStar engine, featuring 4 valves and double overhead cams per cylinder. The top end mates up to a Polaris variable CVT-style transmission with high and low ranges, plus neutral reverse and park. The drive system features Polaris highly responsive, high-performance on-command 2-wheel drive all-wheel drive system. In all-wheel drive, the front wheels engage and provide 4-wheel drive at the slightest hint of rear wheel slippage.
The 18 model, most of the stuff is identical to 17. Coming forward from the 16, 17 they upgraded a bunch of stuff, including heavier axles, bigger radiator. All that stuff got carried forward. Performance, same horsepower as the 17, which again was up from the 16 at 168 horsepower, I believe. The real nice thing about the turbo, 16 turbo, the way it first came out, did not run that much harder than a non-turbo. Didn't seem to make as much difference to me. You noticed it had legs on top, though it wasn't as explosive. And then the 17 turbo came out, had a lot more power. I mean, it's night and day difference. You notice from bottom to top, and it's amazing how hard it pulls from mid to top. It's a thrill ride. I've always liked cars and things that I can drive with throttle, and that's what's gotten so cool. You're not driving at the wheel, you aim in the corner, stab the throttle, and drive it with your foot, and that's a lot of fun, and that's what driving this car is all about. Because it's a CVT vehicle, you don't really need bottom because the clutch is taking care of that, but you need good throttle response, so when you're climbing over rocks and stuff, you have really good control of the power, and you have that, and it gets right into power in a very linear way. So it makes it easy to get it through some tough stuff. It does have low range. There are times that I huck it down low range if it's a real rocky, gnarly section. We're not gonna do a lot of speed. and that also is good for saving the belt, so keep that in mind. It's a lot of fun sometimes to drive a lot of trails in two-wheel drive, so you can drift the thing. There are the tighter trails, especially if I get into a trail system that has maybe blind corners or closing corners where it tightens up on me. I'm definitely going to be in four-wheel drive so I can actually get in the throttle and suck the front end around the corner. It's an excellent four-wheel drive. It's got me through a lot of gnarly stuff that I should have been stuck, should still be there.
The RZR measures in at 64 inches wide with an 80-inch wheelbase and an overall length of 119 inches. It rolls on 14-inch cast aluminum wheels, wrapped in 29-inch Maxxis Bighorn tires, helping provide the ample 13.5 inches of ground clearance. The addition of the active dynamic suspension system has only added 25 pounds to the car, with a claimed dry weight of 1,500 pounds. The suspension features dual A-arms up front and a trailing arm setup rear. Both are sway bar equipped to help control body roll. Suspension travel numbers remain the same, with 16 front and 18 rear. However, the dynamic active suspension, utilizing Fox 2.5 podium shocks with bottom out control and new live valve setup, are brand new.
The new thing of what this car's about is the dynamic suspension. I had a lot of thoughts, trying to get my head around it when I heard about it, thinking it might be way too complex. In reality, it's not. It's only done with the compression adjusters, so everything goes through just a compression adjuster. Nice thing about that is shocks are still serviceable. Anybody, if you want to make some kind of tune-up, you can. But it's an awesome system. We'll jump in the car here, show you about it. Okay, I'm going to give you a quick rundown on Polaris' new dynamic suspension. The first thing that's noticeable, without even going to the screen, is it actually has a switch on here. Has 3 levels. Comfort, nice plush ride. You'll probably run that on almost any trail system. All the dynamic stuff still works, but just overall it starts out real soft, and then you can move to sport mode, and you can see that it starts out on 4s all the way around. So it just makes everything firmer off the get-go. And then the firm mode just makes everything locked down, harsh. That's what you're going to do if you decide you're going to start racing Supercross, big jump, stuff like that, and you really want to lock it up. So 2 modes you're going to use most probably is going to be sport and comfort.
The dynamic suspension's computer measures 7 inputs 200 times per second and is able to respond within a 40th of a second.
So it's extremely fast, faster than my fingers are twisted on a clicker, that's for dang sure. A couple features that are extremely nice is when you're driving a RZR, get on the brakes hard, front end dives, takes a dip, and then that's just how it is. Get on the throttle, back end squats. And you're going to watch this on the screen. I'm just going to hit the brake pedal, and you're going to see what happens. It locks up the front end, and then with the throttle, punch it, and it locks it down. So that it doesn't squat so bad. It makes a big difference. And you can see over here on this side of the steering input, it has an impact on steering. So all that matters. What it ends up doing ultimately is it cuts a lot of the diving, it cuts a lot of the squatting, and makes the car flatter in the corners, and then you still get a plush ride. One of the really cool features that I like that helps me a lot, you're going hard, you're going to hit something, maybe a G out, something on the course, you lock down the brakes. The trick is you always get off the brakes before you actually hit the obstacle. That frees up the suspension and lets it do the best it can for you. It's a mistake to actually break through a hit like that because you've got the suspension up basically bottomed. With this, you get off the suspension at the last second, it actually stays active for a second and a half after you've released it. So what it does is you're going to hit that obstacle and it stays much firmer. It absorbs most of the impact, and that's a really cool feature. I tested out with a couple of my mistakes just yesterday, and it was noticeably, I didn't bottom on stuff that I thought I was going to bottom. The pucker factor goes away. On the trail, in the car, the system works extremely well. Changing the ranges from the comfort mode to sport mode made a big difference. When I hit the track, I went ahead and stuffed it all the way up to the firm mode, and that made a big difference. That's great for the track. Only thing I could say is compared to other cars I've had, stuff that I've used, maybe a little bit harsh in the small stuff, even the comfort mode. So that might be an adjustment for me where I might just change those shocks just slightly. If you're watching the videos I've done, I've been on top of the suspension on every car. Back from the 14, I didn't like the way the 14 handles, changed that, updated it, made lots of updates. This car is a really solid platform. Braking performance in all the Polaris thousands has always been excellent. It's one of the strong suits to every one of these cars. I have had no problem with braking. I'm hard on brakes. I use the crap out of them. I 2-foot drive. I break every rule you're supposed to not do. When they tried to limit me from 2-foot driving, I found a way around that, and I still do it. So I'm hard on brakes. I have no issues with them, and they have plenty of stopping power. The brakes are as good as the tires.
The interior of the car features Polaris' versatile and powerful ride command system, along with controlling the dynamic suspension system through its 7-inch touchscreen. Ride Command features phone, media, and GoPro connectivity, digital instrumentation, GPS, plus way more. There's even a built-in rear-facing camera. Tilt steering makes taking the wheel easy, and the interior of the RZR offers ample room for riders under 6 feet tall.
Automatics for me, things I'm going to change in this car. Second, I didn't have to get in it. I know these seats, they've been around every version. I'm not very comfortable in them, especially as much time as I stay in them. So the seats are going to get ejected. I'm a big fan of safety harnesses, so I'm going to go with a 4-point harness, so those are coming almost immediately. I'm a big guy, I'm 6'4", and I'd like a little more leg room, so when I install seats, I can usually steal myself at least an extra inch, and every bit helps. And I even run the seat slightly taller. I leave the slider in to get the seat up, so it gives me just a little bit more leg room.
Polaris continues to build on the very successful RZR XP 1000 platform with the new RZR XP Turbo Dynamics Edition.
This car is a really solid platform, outstanding right off the get-go. But not everybody drives like I do, and if you're on a bit of a budget, Polaris, the other turbo model, take out the ride command with the dynamic suspension, so it's not equipped, and it still has the power and a good handling car. So there's two great options from Polaris for you. Work out what's best for you. For me, this is it.
If you have any questions or comments regarding the 2018 Polaris RZR XP Turbo Dynamics Edition, please leave them in the comments below. We'll be upgrading this car in the future, including some revalve suspension. If you want to follow along, subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you're notified. For tests on other side-by-sides, product tests, and lots of ideas on how to improve your ride, check out some of UTV On Demand's other videos. And as always, thanks for watching.
Saw that video. Yes, that's what I want. I know the Polaris RZR 1000 Turbo Boost Dynamics goes really fast, really cool vehicle. But a real car I would get is a Jeep. So yeah, this is the photo of the Jeep I would want for my first car. So you got the Jeep. My other first car, you guys be like, how much first car do you want? Like, these are like, I'm just giving you a choice of the first car I would get. My other first car, if I have the money and the resource to, would be a GTR wrapped like Guaczilla. So if you guys see Tanner Fox Guaczilla, I'll show you guys that right now. That's how I want mine to look. It's fire and lit, but yes, that is what I want for my first car. So before I end out this vlog, I'm gonna have to roll my outro. So, and I'm gonna have to do my shout out. Shout out goes to No Hacks, Just Pugs. Also, Isaac 0700. I don't know, but yeah, round of applause for them. Yes, that's gonna do it. Sorry guys. Peace.